And everybody should have marked on their calendar, it's 5 years, and we apparently have like a 5-year itch, and always feel like we need to move. So big news for us is that River Rock's on the move again. But even better, we're not just on the move, we're expanding. So the one piece of news I can say is that we're moving to Caroline Street, January of 2025. So we'll be opening up in the 700 block, and we're super excited about it. So we'll spend one last Christmas in this space, a space that honestly, Ted, I thought I would be in forever and ever and ever. But this is good news for us that we get a chance to grow, because not only are we opening a shop on Caroline Street, but we're also opening a second store out in town to be announced soon. Keith and I are super conservative. I think people know that about us. We've always said we'll just grow at a pace that's comfortable for us. And I think anybody who comes into this space now will see that we are busting at the seams. So, and there's a lot that we had to give up by moving to this space. And one of the things that's most important to me is kayak sales. And my customers know that because it was difficult to unload them and load them on William Street because of the shape of this space, it was difficult to get the boats in, that we had to just stop selling them. And as a paddling instructor and somebody who loves to be on the water, and I love to kayak, pair people up with their perfect kayak for our water, and the fact that I haven't been able to do that has been a real loss for our business. The other piece of it is we replaced it with a used gear program, Reboot, which has just gone bananas, and so I haven't been able to really grow it in the way that I'd like to grow that program that's been so popular for us. So we're going to keep a downtown space. It's smaller than this one, so it'll still be a downtown boutique space, but my space out in town is much bigger than this one. It's a big, perfect square box, which means for the first time, I have all the space I want to be able to grow Reboot, to be able to expand in all my lines, and more importantly, to be able to bring kayaks back, the kayak brands that we like, back to this area. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, two things that come to mind. First of all, you're still downtown, and I know you have a passion for downtown.
Yeah, it was hard when we found out that we needed to move from this space and trying to figure that out for River Rock. It was difficult finding a space in downtown, to be truthful, and that's great news for downtown because most of the spaces were already rented or promised to another type of business, and so it was difficult. I wasn't quite sure that we would be staying downtown for a little bit of time. We thought that maybe we'd move out of town and leave this space, but everyone knows that downtown is super important to me. It was my goal regardless of the size. I just needed to still have a presence downtown, and then we got really lucky with this space on Caroline Street, which again we'll talk about a little bit more, but it is the absolute most perfect scenario to happen to us, and we're really excited to move into that space. Even though it's smaller, it's going to be super special. So I get a footprint in downtown, plus I get my dream store that we've been growing towards. And Ted, I know you know this because you've been with me, I think, for the 10 years we've been in operation, but we're getting ready to celebrate our 10th anniversary, and I think it's a perfect time for us to grow and expand, and we have a proven model, and I'm really excited about 2 stores in 2025.
Well, the other thing that came to mind was so many businesses are struggling and not expanding like this. You're expanding, and that shows that this industry and your business model is able to make it in this economy.
Yeah, and there's so many reasons for that. I mean, I think it's a good industry for sure. The outdoor industry is still strong, especially coming out of COVID. I think that Keith and I have the absolute perfect partnership. The fact that I have the background of managing programs. Everybody knows I'm an extrovert. I love to be in the store. I love to organize. I love to decorate. I love to manage, all the things that you kind of need to be a store owner. But then we've got Keith, who's, the accounting background, and so he's our CFO. And most people don't have that partnership like we have. And so I think we've been able to grow responsibly. We've been able to plan responsibly. And we've gotten to a point in our business where it's a smart move for us to grow and try it out. We'll see how it goes with 2 River Rocks.
You keep filling up the space, and as you move to a bigger space, I can imagine that it will fill up.
It's going to probably fill up quick too. I mean, that's the other thing about the outdoor industry is all my stuff is big. I mean, look, big.
Right.
These big packs,
these backpacks,
yes,
everything, big.
Everything is big. Backpacks, sleeping bags, tents. Plus, I mean, outdoor stores, they're gathering points. It's a place for us to provide education and clinics and events and movie nights. And a lot of that we've had to give up on in this space. COVID definitely put a damper on that. But coming out of COVID and filling up this space in the way that we don't have the room really to be able to host people here like we have done in the past. And so we've really missed that. And I think our outfitter really, our community deserves to have that from us. And so being in this new space, we'll be able to offer all of those things again like we have in the past. And so we're really excited about this growth. Why we're doing 2 in the same year, Ted, I'm not quite sure. I feel like Keith and I always do things the hard way.
It's your personality. You can't help yourself.
We can't sit still. So we're doing it the hard way, but hey, knock it all out at once. I talk about the outdoor industry is a good industry to be in. Keith and I have this great partnership. We have had just exceptional staff over the years. I mean, amazing staff. People know us by our staff, and that's not always true of small businesses. They tend to know the owners, and they don't necessarily know the names of the team. And people know my team over the last 10 years, and that's a really big deal. But the kind of fourth piece to this pie is our community. And our community didn't have to accept us. They've been here all along the way, watching us make mistakes, watching us grow, watching us try things, and they've always been there supporting us. And so I think it's just the love of Fredericksburg why we're here. And I know that a lot of other stores struggle in a lot of different areas, but because we have the support of our customers and our community, we continue to grow, and they give us the opportunity to do that. And so hopefully they'll be patient with us over the next few months as we make this big transition right after the holidays and then open up our second store. We're planning sometime in the March-April timeframe. So we'll have some more information on that coming soon.
Moving all this stuff.
Well, if people have known us for a long time, they know that I've got this really big antique wood table that I've had since the first day we ever open the store. And in fact, I look forward to sharing a picture. There's a picture of me, Keith, my brother-in-law Connor, who worked with us at the beginning of when we opened, his wife and their little baby, and we're sitting on that table. That table has meant something to us over the years. And Keith told me when we moved to this space, he said we're never moving again because he refuses to move that table. And if we move, he said, I'm leaving that table. Well, he's not leaving the table. The table is coming with us.
And you're moving.
And we're moving. So whenever I say we're not doing something, I should probably never say that because it means we're probably going to do it at some point. But this is good. It's healthy for us. We're excited. We've been very comfortable in this space. I love this space. We'll have a lot of memories here, but we're excited for 2025 and what it means for River Rock.
When I first came in this store, I bought hats and shirts and didn't do anything. I did nothing on the river or anything like this, and you alone have gotten me on the water.
That's the most exciting part about River Rock, honestly, is that we have formed a niche. So I buy for the new adventure. I buy for that 101 customer. But what's been really cool over 10 years is that we see these customers who have come and bought their first kits from us, their first backpacks and their sleeping bags or their kayaks and their life vests. And now over the 10 years, we've seen them grow beyond us. And now they're coming in and showing us their new, greatest, lightest pack, It's that version 2, version 3 that they've kind of moved on to. And now they send me pictures of them summiting mountains and big rivers and all of this really cool thing. And that's the best part about owning an outdoor store. I can't, I wish I could be 30,000 square feet to be able to service all the different levels of adventurers, but I really enjoy this sort of niche of helping that newbie because that is the person I think that needs us the most. And that's been the most fun to be able to support people like you, Ted, who swore they would never do it.
Never.
And now look.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're on waters all over the place.
Well, and by being in a second location, you open yourself, people that may not have known about River Rock, suddenly see it.
Yeah, we've talked a lot over the years about what would it look like if we were in Central Park or someplace out in town. And it's always scary because downtown, the best way I can describe downtown is it feels a bit like a hug. Like we feel protected down here. It's easier to make mistakes. People are more forgiving. It's a lot more mom and pop processes. We can test them and kind of work them out. When you move out in town, it's different. I think you've got to have some of those things in place, and I don't know that any other time in our history we would have had those things in place that we do now. We have a lot more professional programs and operations and training in place that I think now is the right time to move. But, in having those things in place, we can offer more and better services to customers that might not ever come downtown. And that's the thing. I think downtown, while it is a hug, that is also sort of a bubble. And so there's only, a grouping of people who enjoy and come downtown frequently enough to keep a business in business. And moving out in town where we can service a larger population of people, I think is going to be really good for our business.